Alright students, yesterday we did about a little about learning about image formation by a convex and concave mirrors. Today we are going to specifically focus on concave mirrors. How are images formed when we use a concave mirror? Remember, I already gave this video in the morning. Okay, so you should be able to just sort of see how what is in the textbook and what I gave in the video. Alright, now let's just see this. First of all, figure 10.7 illustrates the ray diagram. These were all ray diagrams. In the morning also what I have shown you in the video is also about ray diagrams. Alright, now let's just see further. See, these are the images that are formed by different ways in which concave mirrors can be used to form images. Alright, which we have discussed, and the uses of concave mirrors also. Now image formation by convex mirrors. Okay, now let's see what happened. There, I told you there are only two positions with respect to a concave mirror, okay, convex mirror, and these are the two positions you can see on the diagram right now. Okay, these ones, one is this one, okay, and the other one, this one we have just discussed in the morning. Okay, the one which shows how images are formed. And if you want to have a look at it, okay, it's very easy to see how images are formed. For example, look at the first one out here. Okay, figure A. When the object is placed at infinity, there are two rays of light which are parallel. Okay, parallel to the principal axis. They hit the mirror and they are reflected back. When those rays of light are produced backward, you see, when the rays of light are produced backward, you can see this here. Okay, this ray of light here, that an image is formed at the focus, at the principal focus, but the focus is on the other side, behind the mirror. So the image is formed behind the mirror. It is point-like, highly diminished, very small, and it is virtual and erect. Remember, when an image is formed behind the mirror, it is always virtual. If it is virtual, it is always erect. Okay, the same thing in the second one. When an object is placed not at infinity, but between infinity and the pole of the mirror, anywhere, okay, just beyond the center of curvature, in that case also, one ray of light is straightway parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, when it is extended backwards, it hits the focus, and similarly one ray of light goes through the center of curvature, and the place where the two rays of light meet, an image is formed, and that image is again highly diminished, very small, but it is not point-like. Also, it is a virtual image and an erect image. Alright, so these are only two positions that you need to understand how these images are formed at various positions. Alright, so for convex mirrors only two. For concave mirror there will be 6 different positions, and these ray diagrams are important. Now, uses of a concave convex mirrors, extremely important. I told you about driving mirrors. Okay, these mirrors are used as, okay, these mirrors are used, this is an important paragraph please. Convex mirrors are commonly used as rear view mirrors in cars. Remember, this is not as reflectors in the headlights that we discussed yesterday about concave mirrors. These are convex mirrors where the mirror is placed in front of the rider or in front of the driver. He can see vehicles coming from behind. Why? Because a virtual, erect and diminished image, small image is formed. So you get a larger field of view. You are able to see more from behind, and therefore a driver can take action accordingly. So you cannot use a plain mirror out there, or you cannot use a concave mirror out there. Only a convex mirror would be ideal for that. Alright, now you can see define principal focus of concave mirror, the radius of curve, what is its focal length. These questions you see I have answered in the PDF, and I will be sending you a PDF with all the question answers very soon. It's ready, but I'll send it maybe tomorrow or day after when we finish this particular lesson. Alright, I've also discussed in the morning sign conventions, the new Cartesian sign conventions. You can see here the new Cartesian sign conventions. Okay, this is what I discussed in the morning. Have a look at that video. Okay, how this Cartesian, you see, if you take a graph paper, the graph paper is called a Cartesian plane. All right, it is named as a Cartesian plane after a mathematician named Rene Descartes. He was the first one who used the graph paper, and that's why it's called Cartesian plane. This Cartesian plane contains an vertical axis called the y-axis and a horizontal axis called the x-axis. Okay, now just this one is very important. Again, the signs, convention signs are very important. You must read them and make sure you learn them by heart also. See the next page here. Okay, then this diagram, this diagram is not about the mirror formula, but this diagram, figure 10.9, is about Cartesian sign conventions. You can see there is the x-axis, x, o, x dash, and the mirror, the pole of the mirror is placed where the origin is. That means the y-axis is not shown out here. In the video I have also shown a y-axis, and the pole of the mirror is placed at the origin. You see here, this is where the origin is there. Okay, if you look at it carefully here, you will see the origin. So origin is always something that when you see a graph paper, you will see it very clearly out there. Okay, in a graph paper, origin is the point where the two axes meet. All right, once again you can see this. AB is the height of the object. Okay, height of the object is above the vertical axis, that is above the x-axis, and therefore it is always taken as positive. A dash B dash is the image. It is taken as negative because it is downwards below the principal axis. The height above the principal axis is taken as positive. The height below the principal axis is taken as negative. Distance towards the right, the left hand side, you see, that means the ray of light is coming from AB towards the mirror, but the measurement is always from the pole of the mirror, and measurement takes place from the pole, and therefore you can see this is the pole of the mirror, and the measurement will take from place from here. So any distance that you want to measure, you must measure from P towards that object. So for example, if you want to measure this distance, then you must measure it from here, okay, and not from anywhere else. Similarly, if the image is formed on this side, then the distance is measured from P on this side. In other words, it is very important that you understand where the object is and where the distance is. The distance of the object from the mirror is called object distance. The distance from the object to the mirror, image to the mirror, is called image distance. All right. Now, the other thing is the mirror formula. Okay. This mirror formula has to be understood thoroughly. All right. Just make sure that you memorize this. Without this, you will not be able to solve problems. The value of U, V, and F depends upon the mirror, whether it's a concave mirror or a convex mirror, and where the image is formed. Okay. For example, the object distance, U is the object distance. Object distance will always be positive. It will not be negative. Okay. Similarly, the height of the object will always be positive. It cannot be negative. The focal length, for a concave mirror, the focal length is on the left hand side, so focal length will be negative. But for a convex lens, it will be on the other side, so therefore it will be negative. Be careful about these Cartesian sign conventions. I have discussed this in the other video in the morning. Have a look at that video very carefully. Okay. All right. Magnification. What is magnification? Magnification is a ratio. It's a simple number. Again, the magnification is defined as the ratio of the height of the image to the height of the object. Okay. See here. It is represented by the letter M. Okay. It is expressed as the ratio. What is magnification? Magnification is nothing but the ratio of the height of the image upon height of object. So H dash, where H dash is the height of the image, H is the height of the object, the ratio of those two is called magnification. Magnification is represented by M. Also, you must understand that most of these things, you see, the formulas are quite simple. Even if you want to calculate magnification from object distance and image distance, then this is the formula you need to understand. All right, magnification M is also equal to minus V upon U. That minus sign is important for a mirror. When we discuss lenses, you will find that minus sign is not there. The difference between magnification for a lens and magnification for a mirror is that minus sign. Okay, right. This is what I discussed in the morning. And now look at this example 10.1. Okay, a convex mirror used for rear view mirror on automobile has a radius of curvature of 3 meters. Now if the radius of curvature is 3 meters, focal length will be half of 3. Half of 3 means 1.5 meters, 1.5 meters. Now if a bus is located at 5 meters from this mirror, find the position, nature and size of the image. That means the bus is located at 5 meter distance from the mirror. So object distance, that is u is 5 meters, and object distance, I told you, whatever the mirror is, it will always be negative. So u is minus 5 meters. Radius of curvature is 3 meters, so focal length will be also 1.5, half the radius of curvature, so 1.5 meters. But where is it located? It's a convex mirror, not a concave one. Therefore f will be positive. So f is positive 1.5. Object distance u is equal to minus 5, and we want to find first of all the image distance. So you want to find 1 upon v. I will show these problems on the board tomorrow, but just have a look at here. Apply the mirror formula. Okay, you apply the mirror formula here. This mirror formula is applied here, and you can see from this you want to calculate v. Again, I will show this on the board. V is equal to 1.15 meters. So the image is formed at a distance of 1.15 meters, and then magnification can be calculated by using the formula h dash upon h, and you get magnification plus 0.23. Plus magnification indicates convex mirrors. That means it indicates that it is a virtual image. If you get negative value of magnification, it is a real image, and therefore it could be either of the two. Okay. Again, a similar example is object of 4 centimeters height. That means h is equal to plus 4. It's object. It is placed vertically above the principal axis. So 4 centimeters. It is placed at 25 centimeters from a concave mirror of focal length 15 centimeters. So u, the value of u is 15. The place at 25 centimeters. So u is 25 centimeters, and the focal length. Okay, focal length of the mirror is 15 centimeters. Now, what kind of mirror it is? First of all, understand that it is a concave mirror. If it is a concave mirror, f will be negative. So f will be minus 15 centimeters. U is always negative. Okay, the object distance is negative. So now, by using the mirror formula, once again by using the mirror formula, we find the image distance. The image distance in this case will be equal to minus 37.5 centimeters. And therefore the image will be formed at that distance. So that is where you have to place the screen. The screen should be placed at that particular distance so that an image is formed on the screen. Minus sign indicates that it is on which side the image is formed, on the in front of the mirror, not behind the mirror. Okay, so obviously in this case the image will be a real image. If it's a real image, magnification should be negative. So now see magnification. Magnification is minus v upon u, and you get minus 6 centimeters. Minus 6 centimeters indicate that the image is real, it is inverted, and it is 6 times larger. Magnification is 6. It means the image is 6 times larger, and it is minus sign. So minus sign means it is real and inverted. Alright. Once again, these problems I will do them for you on the board, and you will understand them better. That is it. What you need to also understand is that these question answers, okay, I've compiled a PDF, I've prepared all the question answers, and you will soon get it. You should be able to write all the question answers from that. But before that, let me finish the chapter. Okay, once again, go through the video that I gave in the morning, and also just go through this one carefully also. I'm stopping just now. Have a nice day.